So we're going to move on to our second objective. This is where we're going to look at the course framework. Again, there's two subparts here. First, we really want to understand this EAS exam, but we also want to understand the course. What is the goal of this course? How is it going to prepare us for the exam? So I took this blurb directly from the New York State Teacher Certification Exam website. It is a lot of words. It's very long. Essentially what it's a rationale statement. You know, why do we require this exam? This is one of the exams that is required for every single teacher certification in New York State. So, you know, even if you want to teach high school, even if you want to teach preschool, everybody has to take the exam. And if you really dive into the rationale and you try to understand it, the true purpose of the exam is to just understand your competency as a teacher for responding to students who might have specialized needs. It doesn't just mean special education. It could mean diverse cultural backgrounds. It could mean diverse socioeconomic backgrounds. There's actually 5 domains that this exam measures, and we're going to explore those in more depth in just a moment. So before I explain the 5 domains in more depth, I did want to explain the format of the exam just kind of broadly so that you go in with an understanding of what will be expected of you. So they give you this exam. They give you 135 minutes to complete it. So that's a little bit over 2 hours. Within the 2-hour time frame, they expect you to complete 2 different sections. So the first section is called selected response. That is, you know, a more detailed way of saying multiple choice. You might hear me use those 2 terms interchangeably, but essentially there's 42 of them. They expect you to complete all 42 questions within 105 minutes. These multiple choice or selected response questions will be 70% of your exam score. So it's very heavily weighted. However, it's not quite just multiple choice. It's reading and then analyzing and then selecting the best answer. So they might give you a sample lesson plan along with a journal entry from a teacher and then a work sample from a student. So they're going to give you 3 artifacts. You have to read all of them, analyze them, and then identify what the weaknesses are, and then respond to questions. So there's quite a few things involved in this section. The second section of the exam is called constructed response, which is a more detailed way of saying essay. You will have 3 essay questions. They expect you to do each question within all 3 questions within 30 minutes, which if you break it down is about 10 minutes for each question. This will be 30% of your exam score. So it's still important, even though it's a smaller portion, we really want to master it. Learning how to become a strong writer is going to be a very important part of this course, and we're going to spend a lot of time developing those strategies. When we talk about the scoring for the EAS, you know, when you're in school, typically you have a scoring scale from 0 to 100. If you get a 100, it means you got a perfect score. If you get anywhere above a 65, it means you passed. That is not what they do for these exams. They scale it anywhere between a 400 to a 600. For this specific exam, you have to score a minimum of a 520 in order to pass. As long as you have passed the exam, you will be eligible for a teaching certificate. So for example, if they give you a score of 521, the examining board is not going to say, oh, well, they got a low score, maybe we should reconsider. That's not how it works. As long as you get a 520 or above, you will successfully be able to attain the certificate. And in this course, you know, we want to focus on developing our competencies as a student, making sure that we can really excel on this exam and present ourselves as really strong teacher candidates. So we've learned a little bit about the format of the test. We've learned.
喜欢我们肯维的内容，请点赞、留言、分享，并订阅开启小铃铛，获取更多资讯，圆你美国梦。